How's it, guys? This is Davey FPL and welcome back to the Deadline with Davey live stream. First things first, please let me know if the video and the audio sound fine. The reason for this is actually the first stream in the new setup, so there might be occasional differences, but just let me know if there's anything major, like I sound terrible or I look terrible or the lighting's terrible. I would appreciate if you guys let me know, but otherwise, the new setup is going to be used from now on, so hopefully it's looking better than usual. Just give me a second here, guys, to whip up the chat. I have it on the other screen. I'm seeing a few of you in chat there. All is fine. Do appreciate that. That's probably the best thing about the stream, is if the quality is still okay. Thank you, Harry, saying video and audio or Gucci, as well as Adam Palmer. Thank you for that. SH, as usual, saying audio and video fine. Christian also, thank you. Do appreciate it. You guys will notice, though, that there is one thing that has changed. Not many of you have mentioned it, but the mustache has gone. So yes, I do apologize for that one, but we are looking slightly less older than usual. Unfortunately, I had to shave. It was annoying me too much. November ended, it was in December, so I have gone for the no mustache look this week. Fingers crossed, though, it does do us well, but last week got a red arrow anyway, so it is what it is. Adam saying the overall rank is currently looking terrible, otherwise all gravy, Davey. So hopefully you do improve, Adam. Hopefully this stream helps you out a little bit, but to be honest, if you're looking at my team on screen right now, you can almost assume it's going to be a pretty terrible week. I don't really know why, but it just seems this week the fixtures have combined to give us the worst game week as a whole. But to be honest, the team last week looked simply outstanding, and it was a terrible game week anyways. So I mean, maybe this week's going to be the week we hit 100 points, but I don't exactly know. Better setup, no mustache looking good too. Thank you, Danny. I thought you were going to say better setup, less better person, but thank you for backing it up with the double positive. Christian also saying bring back the mustache boss. If we start getting a few red arrows, I might have to bring it back, because I think it got us about 2 green arrows, if I remember correctly. We did have that international break, though, so the majority of the streams weren't with the mustache, but let's see what happens. I'm just going to go back to the start of the stream, because there was a few people that asked questions. BP15 says Gordon release money for Watkins. That could be the case if you want to downgrade in Bumo, for example, for your Watkins money. It's 100% fine. Trent, triple captain, okay, not this week. Last week was the week to do it, where they were facing the worst attack in the Prem. But this week, I'd probably hold off on it. Look, Crystal Palace aren't any better, but that's still, it's not the most optimal fixture for a triple captaincy of a defender. Yo is saying, how's it, Davey? Hope you keeping well. Thank you for that one. Isaac for Watkins, Gordon for Mbumo. I don't think I would do the Watkins move. I would do the Gordon move, though. Otherwise, Christian saying, how's it to start off the stream? And Ian is saying, hi mate, going to get Cole in today. Would you sell Gabriel or Saliba? I would sell Gabriel. Saliba's more nailed, Ian. I do believe that Gabriel is fine, but I just feel like Saliba's the more nailed option. Vian saying, hey, Vian, you shaved before me, brother, so don't come with that nonsense. But Harry has been a member for 21 months, nearly hitting that 2-year anniversary. Thank you, Harry. He celebrated with a see. Thank you for that one. Do appreciate the support as always, Harry, and thank you for being on time this stream. Usually you are slightly late, or at least recently, but thank you for being on time for this one. And as I said, thank you for the 21 months as a member. Cheers to you. Wish this was something better than water, but we have to cheers that for now. Sell Matoma for Palmer. I would probably keep Matoma this week, Ahmed. I think Brighton actually have one of the better fixtures. They are facing Burnley to kick off with. I would keep Matoma, as long as there's no injury concerns about his situation. I don't think he's picked up a knock. I think he should be fine for this week. I would just keep him. He might be a mega differential. Brought in Sterling as a differential punt instead of Mbumo and Palmer double up. So near here, that's exactly what I was also looking to do. I was just a little bit worried about those Sterling yellow cards, but I think this might be one of the situations where we don't bring in a player because of those yellow cards and they end up doing well. So I'm perfectly fine with the Sterling move. He was my second favorite option. I just think Gordon was pretty kind of template, pretty kind of secure, and that's how I went for him. R&R is saying I have Areola and Turner. Okay, you've listed your whole team. Should I do a goalkeeper or defender transfer? So if you have Areola and Turner, I would rather do a goalkeeper transfer, because if Areola misses out, you don't have a goalkeeper. So I think the upside is slightly better there. I would just play Gabriel, Lascelles, and Maguire this week. That's what I would probably do. Dubravka. Yeah, so the Gay move to Colwell is fine, but I would prioritize the goalkeeper one. Look, I said this to someone on Discord this morning. He asked, should he do Dubravka in for a hit? He has Areola and he has Turner. So what I said to him is, it's not worth a hit if Areola starts, but it is worth a hit if Areola doesn't. But unfortunately, we don't have that clarity for this upcoming game week 16. So I think on that uncertainty, I would act rather. I'd probably do the goalkeeper move, and that's what I would say. Hope you're doing well, Davey. My horrible defense consists of Lascelles, Gabriel, Gay, Mitchell, and Lamptey. Borrow in for Gay from -4. Okay, so Mitchell's out. Well, is Lamptey also out? Otherwise, it's Lascelles, Gabriel, and Gay. I'd say the -4 is okay, but look, I mean, Gay could get 2 points. I don't think Porro keeps a clean sheet this week, so I might hold off on that. It depends if you think Spurs keep a clean sheet this week or not. But I think against Newcastle, that's a tough game. I would probably just roll with what you have and then do the -4 next week. Andy Hutch saying, how does Davey just joined? What's the poll question? The poll question is, who's your replacement? So this isn't my replacement. This is who you guys would replace Mbeumo with. And currently we are at 47% saying Gordon and 28% saying Palmer and Sterling. I wish I could split Palmer and Sterling separately, but I just thought because they play for the same team, I'm going to go there. Definitely the two template replacements are Palmer and Gordon. So if you are looking to play kind of a safe question, do that. What is the poll question? Asks Asim as well. So guys, I've already made my transfer. I should have probably clarified this a bit earlier on, but I've already done Gordon in for Mbeumo. I did this in my team selection yesterday. I clarified that over there. So if you guys haven't done the move, it's basically who's your replacement, or if you have done the move, who have you replaced Mbeumo with? I've only listed 4 options. It's Gordon, Palmer, Sterling, Foden, and Bowen. You could also go for a Hwang Chan. You could also go for someone like a Johnston, Brennan Johnston from Spurs. It's just, I think, though, I've covered the most sensible ones. What's the latest info regarding Son? So, Adam, the latest info was that he'll be assessed. I was a little bit worried because usually Ange, the Spurs manager, if it's a minor knock, he kind of waves it off quite easily. But this time he said that there will be an assessment. So that does worry me slightly. I still think Son should be okay. It does worry me, though, over this congested period, if Son's actually going to be fit for this kind of midweek game, weekend game, midweek game. But I think he should be fine. For me, it's a hold. And I think that you guys should probably hold him as well, unless you have no other fires to put out. But I still think I'd probably keep hold of him. What are the long-term plans with so much money in the bank? Tarung, unfortunately, I can't do Saliba to Trippier as a straight swap. I need 0.1. That could be a move that I would have done. I think currently what I might do is go for Gay out next week for Colwell, and then I can look at maybe doing a bigger upgrade to a Pedro Porro the next week. In terms of Spurs' fixtures, they do look semi-okay for the time being. They've got Forest and then they have Everton. With the way they're defending, though, I don't know if they keep a clean sheet against Everton. And then they have Brighton, Bournemouth, United, who have all been attacking okay. So I don't think that the Pedro Porro move is for clean sheets. And that's why the Colwell move might come before him, because they face Sheffield United next week. So if I can get in a Chelsea defender that starts that game, the clean sheet should be on the cards. So that's why probably next week it's looking like Gay to someone like a Colwell. But what I'm hoping for this week is to get more clarity on who's going to start for Chelsea, because that spot isn't 100% nailed down. So Harry is saying Alisson is back for Liverpool today. That's a massive defensive increase, I'd say. And also Darwin starting. So yeah, that's the expectation because he was benched on the midweek. So I would say that Darwin probably starts. And I would say that potentially like Salah's nailed on the left-hand side. Maybe probably Diaz again. With the Jota injury, I think that lineup pretty much kind of picks itself. Nathan's saying there's only 180 people watching. Are you talking about the likes? Should the likes be up? Or are you just saying there's not a lot of people watching at the current moment? But yeah, a lot of deadline streams coming up, so I do always appreciate you guys watching me. Will's saying, sup bro, what's the plan today? I have a free transfer of a similar team. What would you do? If I had a similar team, I think that I would probably just keep what I have. I think maybe what I would do is I would take Gay to Cole, because I think that the Everton clean sheet could be on the cards for Chelsea. So that's probably if I had an extra transfer, I would do that. And then I don't know who I would bench. I'd probably bench Lascelles. I just don't think the upside is that high. So if I had an extra transfer, well, what I would do is Gay out for Cole, and then I'd roll with that. I'd put him in the starting 11 instead of Lascelles. Jay saying, hey Davey, what do you think it's worth a -4 to get Gordon in the starting 11 instead of Taylor? A -4. You probably want to take out Mbumo. I would say it's worth it for a -4. I think that I don't see Burnley keeping a clean sheet, so you might as well punt on Gordon. I'd say go for it for that -4. What should I do with Bruno? So I would keep Bruno. If you have Bruno against Bournemouth, it's a fine game. That's if you've held on to him this long, Andrew, keep hold of him for the good game. As far as I know, he's not injured or something like that, right? Sorry, my United radar has completely gone off the chart because of me selling them quite a few weeks ago. Konate, Tsimikas, or Gomez? I'd say probably Tsimikas if you're talking about bringing someone in. Konate at the current moment is fine, but he is a little bit injury prone. I would say Tsimikas out of those selections. I don't think I would go near Gomez though. I think it's either Konate or Tsimikas. Bench Palmer over Gordon, thanks. You want to keep playing both of them. Nanad, what's your attack looking like if you want to bench Gordon or Palmer? Nahar is saying Saliba, Tsimikas, Taylor, Lascelles, Gabriel. Which three would you play? I'd play Tsimikas definitely. I'd play Saliba, and then I'd probably play Gabriel. If you own Ollie Watkins, you can sub Lascelles in for Gabriel, but I probably would go with the double up and just hope that Arsenal keep a clean sheet. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm saying that, listen, this week is terrible from a defensive point of view. I'm hoping that Arsenal keep a clean sheet or Ollie Watkins scores. That's basically what I'm doing. Hey Davey, who's the best Areola/Turner replacement? I'd still say Dubravka for me. He's the cheapest and he offers some good kind of points potential if he stays between the sticks. Harsh saying, hey Davey, I have Chang or Hwang Chan and want to replace Mbumo. Should I go for Gordon, Palmer, or Sterling? I think you probably go for Palmer before you go for Gordon. But you could also go for Sterling as a differential. I'd probably say my order there is Palmer, Gordon, and then Sterling. Adam is saying United playing well against Chelsea. Going to keep an eye on them. Their assets may be tempting going forward. Yes, especially because they are quite cheap. In terms of Garnacho and Max Sauce or McTominay, I think those two are quite cheap, so they could be quite valuable. I just think that you have to, as you said, just wait and see how United adapt, because I think Chelsea aren't playing the best football at the moment, and that game could have played to their strengths, just counter-attacking, because if you watch that game, it was mental. It was one side, where if they come against the more kind of park the bus side, I don't think that kind of Garnacho, Anthony on either side is going to work as well. But hey, I'm not the manager. It could work at the end of the day. Connor is saying, hey Davey, I've got Branthwaite. Would you play him over the double Arsenal defense? Look, Everton have been defending well at the moment, and this is a home game. I'd probably say I'd start Branthwaite. Look, I don't think there's much between it. What I would say is that if you have Ollie Watkins, I would maybe look at Branthwaite. But if you don't have Ollie Watkins, I would just go for the double up in the Arsenal defense and hope they keep a clean sheet. Who to bench? Pedro Porro, Cash, Solanke, or Trippier? I would bench Matty Cash, Mikhail. That's actually a pretty kind of easy one for me. I'd say that the Aston Villa, I think he should play. He's been rested quite a lot, but I'd say that definitely out of those options, I would bench Matty Cash. Do I start Areola or Dubravka? Well, look what I'm doing, EPL Chief. I'm starting Areola. So if you think that I'm making the wrong calls, then go opposite to me. But I think that this is pretty much what you should do. Bench Maguire or Watkins? You bench Maguire. I'd play the attacker, AJ. Andy is saying play Maguire or Lascelles. Definitely play Maguire. Either first sub. No, I'd play Maguire. Start Maguire, and I'd put Archer first sub. The double Arsenal defense scares me, yes, but I'm not going to play kind of Taylor against Brighton or Gay against Liverpool. I think both of them lose their clean sheet anyways. So I'm going for the better defenses, and that's why I've gone for Newcastle and Arsenal as my back three. Best Mitchell replacement, 5.0 budget. You can look at Udogie, JT. Otherwise, I'd look at Cole at 4.5. I'd say that those are my two that I would say. If you can stretch it to Porro, he's probably the best, but as you said, you only have 5 mil. Why not Bailey from Boomer instead of Gordon? I've already done this move, so I can't regret it, but apparently Bailey came off with a knock. I think that he should be fine, but I don't want to double up on that Aston Villa attack at the moment. I think that I want a slice of that Newcastle attack. They're still looking pretty good. I know that didn't look the same against Everton, but maybe Everton just played well. Elvis is saying, do we get a free hit during the AFCON and Asia Cup? That's actually a good question, because in previous seasons we've actually got free hits for other things. But no, we don't get a free hit for the African Cup of Nations or the Asia Cup. I have 8-9 points. Is that good? Yes, that is good. It's better than myself, so I can't. My rank is okay, but your rank is probably a lot better. But Sue, yes, it is better. Any future plans to bring in Trent? He's just too expensive. Maybe if Salah departs and I have a lot of money in the bank, I could go for Trent. But at the current moment, no. Taranga has been a legend for 15 months, and his messages using this as a shout out to my man Davey. Thank you, do appreciate it, Tarang. Thank you for becoming a legend member for 15 months. We have had our year anniversary, so let's go. Just Keep Breathing says, is Bentley a good option or will Saar start? Sorry for repeating the question. No worries. Actually, it's better to repeat the question if I don't answer it, because I don't see every question. So it's better to just repeat the question than to say something like, you never answer my questions, and then that's the question I see. So no worries for repeating questions. That's allowed in chat. I've got slow mode on anyways. And in terms of Bentley, I think he's fine, but what worried me last week was the fact that Jose Saar was apparently in training and then he didn't play. So I don't exactly know what's happening with that situation. I would say that I would rather look elsewhere. I think there's cheap enough goalkeepers elsewhere. But if you want to go there, it's fine. But I would say I'd rather look elsewhere, like a Dubravka, for example. I just joined. Any early team news? Let me just go check Twitter quickly for you guys. I think Harry said that that Darwin is starting. Other than that, though, I haven't seen anything. Okay, I haven't even seen that Darwin is starting, so that might have just been some speculation, but I'd assume that Darwin starts after his rest midweek. Yeah, I don't see anything. No early team sheet news, guys. Sorry for that one. Wildcard draft, please. I don't even know what a wildcard would look like this week. I think I would look for the same midfield department. I think that I would keep the forward line the same. It's only the defense that would change. So I think use the attack as a template, but then the defense would look like definitely Pedro Porro. I'd have either Reece James or Cole, depending on money kind of constraints. I would go for I'd try and fit Trippier in, and then just go for whatever kind of cheap options you can afford. But so the attack would be the same, but in my defense, I'd have Pedro Porro, Colwell, or Reece James and Trippier as my back three. Then Dubravka in the between the sticks. Does Tsimikas start, Ben? There's been no confirmed news, but in terms of my prediction, I would say that he starts because he was rested midweek. I'm fairly sure he'd be fine. Hey, Davey, would you take Sterling for Matoma this week? No, I'd keep either side of that. So if you have Matoma, keep him. If you have Sterling, keep him. Tarang saying, Davey, why not Salah for captain instead of Haaland? Both face weak oppositions and Salah gets more points for goals. So I'd say that the captaincy this week is pretty no-brainer, if I'm honest with you. I'd say that it's Haaland, and if you don't have Haaland, you maybe go for Salah. But I think in terms of the two, I would favor Haaland quite heavily. If you guys are worried about the early kickoff, don't worry. Salah is immune from that. So basically what I'm doing on the left-hand side, I'm just trying to bring up the stats. So let's go over the stats. I just want to see if you guys can see this. So I'm just going to go for the team filter. Let's unselect and let's go for Crystal Palace. Okay, no. So sorry, opposition is, I'm just going to go for. So per 90 stats over the entire season. Let's go for expected data. Can you guys see expected clean sheets? You can just see expected clean sheets. Actually, no, let's go over XG conceded. So you guys can't see this. Let me try and see if I can go for defending data. Okay, XG conceded. Okay, you guys can see this now. So let's go for rated on worst defenses. So you can see that Luton are the worst defense in terms of XG conceded, which you guys will look for in terms of captaincy, because it doesn't matter if they keep a clean sheet or not. You want to know how many goals they're going to score. So you can see that Sheffield United and Luton are definitely the two worst teams. It's going to be 2.36 and 2.33. And then Crystal Palace, you actually have to go quite far down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're the seventh best defense. They've got 1.46. So even though the Crystal Palace defense might not keep the most clean sheets, they're not conceding as many chances or as much XG. So that's why I think it's a no-brainer this week, if I'm honest with you guys. It's Luton as the team to target, and that's why Haaland's my captain. So if you want to go Salah, I think the only reason you go Salah is because you don't have Haaland. What's the update on the 3 yellow flags Sadesh? So Areola is apparently carrying a knock, but he might have even been fit for Thursday, which gives me hope that he might be fit for the weekend. Then you have Lascelles, who is apparently having a dead leg, which he might be fine for. And then Son is being assessed. So Son is probably the biggest concern, and then Areola, and then Lascelles. But I'm fine with if any of them miss out, because if Son's out, I get Archer, which isn't the worst, but it's not the best. If Areola's out, I get Dubravka. If Lascelles is out, I'll get Taylor. So that's my current thinking. I've had Salah as captain for 2 weeks. No doubt he'll bang now. It's back on Haaland. So that's literally how it's been this season. It's whoever you captain, the opposite ends up scoring. Gabriel Saliba, if only playing one, Davey, I would say you go for Saliba. Just a bit more nailed. The attacking threat is pretty similar between them as far as I know. The one thing is, Connor, is that Gabriel's the only Arsenal player, I think, at the current moment that hasn't scored in the starting 11, which could be maybe a blessing or a curse. Where's your Everton players? Top 5 for form. Chad, where am I going to fit the Everton players in here? In terms of midfielders, there's not many midfielders I'd look at for my Boomer replacement, and I'm not going to take a hit for any of them. But I do agree with you, Everton are looking a lot better. And as some people were saying, the minus 10 points could have been a blessing. But Chad, if you support Everton, you're probably hoping that they didn't kind of get that 10 points deduction. But I think they're fine. They won't get relegated, I don't believe. I see your current overall rank is 888. If you can pause your points at 999, that would be poetic. Elvis, if I can get 111 points this week, I'll be pretty happy. So let's hope for that. That's what I'm crossing the fingers for. Let's hope that it's going to be 111 points this week. Thoughts on Everton defensive players? So Branthwaite's pretty cheap, Daryl. I like him. Pickford's also a great selection. Actually, I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the Everton fixtures that much. Let me just type Pickford in here for you. Okay, so they have Burnley, which is fine, but they have Chelsea, Spurs, Man City. That's a tough run. Then after that, though, the fixtures look okay. Damn, what's crazy, though, is that they play... I don't know if you guys can see this, but game week 18 and game week 19, they face Spurs and Man City. And then in game week 23 and 24, they face them again. So that's pretty rough. I think I'd probably hold off on those Everton assets for the time being. The fixtures don't look that great, and I think they are quite like a fixture team. Walker or Porro? This week, you go for Walker. But if you're talking about who to bring in, I would still go for Pedro Porro. I just feel like he's more secure. Is it worth taking a -4 to bring a Gordon in for Dingra this week? No, Ty, keep a Dingra. I'm super jealous that I didn't have a Dingra this week because they have a great fixture. Hashem saying, hello, Areola news and best replacement. Is Sanchez or who else? I would say Dubravka's still pretty nailed. I think Sanchez is okay if you want to go. He's probably my second favorite. But the Areola news is that he might be fine. Akil saying, how's it, Davey? Just joined in. Are you taking a hit? At the current moment, no. I'm just keeping the one free transfer, which I did yesterday, which is Gordon in for Mbumo. Start Maguire or Lascelles? I'd start Maguire. That's an easy one. I think if you guys have Maguire this week, it's a pretty easy one. Okay, another person asking for a wildcard draft, so let's maybe make a draft for you guys. I think I keep the forward department fine. I think maybe the only difference I do is Semenyo instead of Archer. I'd still go for Dubravka. I might now just go for Areola for the time being. I'd probably take out Gabriel and I would go for Cowell. Let's just put him in for now. Saliba, I would go for Porro. And then I would say, let's take Gay out first and go for Trippier. Okay, we need 0.7 as a reduction. Okay, that's pretty insane. I don't think we're going to be able to afford that one. Just let me think. We can find 3 here. Can maybe find 2 here. That's 5. And then Semenyo. We might have to go a bit cheaper than Trippier. Okay, let me just see if I can... Let's bring Archer back in. Let's take Areola out. Let's just go for Bentley at 3.9. We then have to find... Is there any 3.8s? Or this might get a little bit rough. Any defenders that are super cheap? Okay, there's only a 3.9 option. Is Baldock injured again? Okay, so if you put Baldock in here... Okay, I think I would still go for Lascelles. I think then what I would maybe do is, instead of Pedro Porro, I would go for... Let's just bring... How much is a Dogi? Okay, then we have to go for a cheaper option, so then let's just go for Bentley. So with 0.2 to spare... okay, so instead of Lascelles, you guys can go for Branthwaite. Okay, so 0.2 to spend. You guys can upgrade other departments. This is probably what I'll go for on a wild card. Yes, there might be other scenarios that you guys want to look at, but I think as a template, this is a pretty good template. What you can do is you can drop Trippier to someone like a Saliba and then go for another 4th defender. That might be a strategy to go for, but I think currently this looks okay. So this is the wildcard draft. Pause the screen right now if you guys want to keep it. I'm going to go back to what I had. Okay, let me actually just open another tab. Okay, so I've missed a few questions here, so let me just go back. Nikhil, any transfer plans? I've already done the transfer. I did Gordon in from Bumo, but other than that, nothing. Akash, just again, start Maguire. Philippe saying, hi Davey, you say hello Zvezdanas. So hello Zvezdana. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Philippe, but hopefully you're doing well. Good luck and have fun. Thank you. Just let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Any plans for Garnacho? Not at the current moment. I think my midfield 5 is pretty nailed. I get Garnacho is an appealing option, but I think McTominay might be even better. That's what I would say. If I had to go for a Man United midfielder, his stats look slightly better. Bench order between Lascelles, Archer, and Taylor. I'd go Archer, Lascelles, Taylor, Akash. What's your plan with Areola? Werner, I'm going to go for... Just hoping that he maybe starts, but even if he starts, maybe Dubravka's the better option. So, sorry, let me just bring this down a bit. I see you guys can't see my bench that well. Okay, cool. You guys should see it now. But yeah, so that's the move. Whenever I try to transfer a player, he gets injured. Eze and Bruma, now it's Gordon time. Omar, if you've cursed Gordon, I'm going to be very sad. Because I think he was carrying a knock last week. So I'm just hoping that he plays this week. But yeah, you might have cursed him, Omar, so thanks for that. Take a hit for Porro or Sotsimikas. No, Sotsimikas. Danny, I'm not the biggest fan of a hit for Porro. I get that there's attacking threat, but I just feel like Newcastle will probably score in this game. So I never like to take a hit for a player that the clean sheet might not be there. Dunk to captain. I mean, no, go for Haaland captain. Dunk to start, but Haaland as your captain, please. Sky's saying, hi Davey, can I bench Palmer and play João Pedro? Yes, you can. That's definitely a viable strategy. It's definitely the better fixture, but I would try and start both of them. Who's the rest of your midfielders and your forwards that you have to bench Palmer? David saying that Lascelles probably won't play because he got injured. That is fair, but the current on him is that it was a dead leg, so he might actually be fine. Future transfer plans, and probably next week, Gay out for Cowell, and then just kind of seeing how it goes from there. Whom to bench between Gabriel and Saliba? I'd probably bench Gabriel before Saliba, but between those, if both start, it's a 50-50. Saliba's just slightly more nailed for me. I have Maguire and Lascelles as the other two. Okay, so I would just play Saliba then. Thank you for the hearts. If you guys are sending hearts, if you want to like the stream, you can as well. I have Salah, Saka, Son, Gordon, and Palmer. Okay, who's your forwards then? Because you might be starting 3 forwards. Archer first sub, Lascelles or Taylor. I'd go for Lascelles as your second sub, Andy. Just the better defense. Any Liverpool team news? No, Michaela, but what I would say is that I can give you my prediction. I think Darwin starts, Tsimikas starts. I think probably Diaz on the left. The midfield 3 is going to be Endo, Soboslai, Gravenberch, or Gravenberch. And then the defense will be Konate, Van Dijk, Trent, Tsimikas. And then hopefully Alisson back in goal because he's great. Okay. So I see nothing other than that. Okay, so we do have a Liverpool team to face. Okay, let me read it out. Let's see how accurate I was. Okay, I got one mistake. One mistake. It was Kwanzaa is starting instead of Konate. Okay, but they said that is the rumored team, yes. Okay, that's the rumored team. But I would say this is... Look, I think no one's going for Konate or Kwanzaa anyways. So I would say this is the team that I would expect. So it's Alisson, Trent, Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Endo, Gravenberch, Soboslai, Salah, Nunez, Diaz. Yeah, so most of the options that you guys have look like they'll start, but that's the rumored team. Yeah, so that's the rumored team. So yeah, Soboslai, Endo and Gravenberch in the midfield, and then your expected front 3 of Diaz, Darwin and Salah. But that's, as I said, caveat, the rumored team, and the confirmed team will only be provided with 50 minutes after the deadline. So we're not going to get any more team news, I expect. João Pedro, Haaland and Alvarez. Okay, no, I get you. Okay, so I'd say if João Pedro is expected to start, if you think João Pedro starts, then I'd play him. Hi Davey, I've got Pedro, Archer and Haaland as my forwards. I've got 2 free transfers as well. Do you think I should transfer Pedro? Got 8.3 to spend. Okay, let me see if I can... Let me see if I can get some Brighton projected lineups for you. Okay, so it's not looking good for João Pedro. It seems that Ferguson is looking like he's going to start. Let me see if I can get some other analysis for you. Okay, so João Pedro looks like he's going to be benched. So yeah, I think João Pedro might be a sell. And Sky, just think twice about maybe starting him. Look, if he does start, he's a great option, but I don't know if I'd play and just hope for some bench points. But yeah, so Winston, I'd say yes, and then you've got 8.3 to spend. Is that enough for Watkins? No, it's not. It's just short, 8.4. So you can't just Winston, confirm to me you can't get Watkins, right? I don't know if maybe you have him at a cheaper price point or something like that. But yeah, if Watkins would be number 1, but otherwise I think Darwin is a fine option. I don't know if I would go there now though after the last 2. It's pretty much Watkins or nothing. So I don't know if I'd maybe just try and find the other money. Kwanzaa's the second best defender we have, so I can't understand why. Yeah, so I mean, it looks like he's going to start today. Nikhil saying, I've got Areola and Turner. I've got 1 free transfer. I'd say Dubravka or Sanchez. Don't have Palmer. Is he very important to have? No, he's not important to have if you don't. You can go for other options, Hashem. It's just that he looks fine for the future game weeks and he's super cheap. That's the only reason. Joel saying, which do I bench out of Lascelles, Maguire, Zinchenko, and Gabriel? I'd bench Lascelles out of those. No, I moved him out last week, Winston. Can you get him back in? Yeah, I'd probably say it's either him or not. Spurs are the first side in Premier League history to fail to win 5 consecutive games despite going 1-up in each match. In losing 3 consecutive home games despite going... What's going on? Deepaul, I don't know, brother, but thank you for that stat. But yeah, it's worrying times for Spurs, but let's hope that Son still scores. Ruben Diaz or Pinnock? Ruben Diaz. Should I get Cowell or Porro? If you're going to get one this week, I'd get Cowell, but I think Porro is probably the more desirable option for the medium or longer term. The tough part about Chelsea is that we don't exactly know who's nailed in that back line. We have speculation that it might be Cowell because he's versatile, can play on the left, right, or centre back. But at the current moment, there's no nailed option. Maybe Reece James, but he's just injury prone. Bench Watkins or Palmer? Neither. Try play both of them. Should I sell Watkins to bring in Haaland? Godwin, if you can do it for free, yes, because you want to probably captain Haaland. But yeah, I don't know. I think I would try and get Haaland back in this week. I just think he's the best captain. That's my thinking about it. Not worried about Areola given his injury. I'm slightly worried, but I'm not worried because I'll get Dubravka off the bench. So it's not worth spending a hit on Areola if I can just get Dubravka off the bench. Matt, any news that Alisson is starting? It looks like he's in the rumoured lineup, so I would say it's fairly sure. Is Son doubtful to start? He's a doubt, yes, Yash. Should I go for Dubravka and Porro for a -4? Who are you taking out, Nikhil? Who would you start in your defence for that Porro -4? That Archer going to hurt this week. Are you saying he's going to hurt on my bench, or if he comes on, he's going to hurt? Because I think it could go both ways. Areola to Dubravka for -4. Can't do Turner to Dubravka. Yeah, Sam, that looks good. What about Jimenez as a punt for the long term? Feel like new Mitrovic from last game. I mean, Fulham on a good moment, but I don't know if I'd go for him. I might just say go for Solanke then rather. Any more transfers this week? SH, probably not, brother. I think I'll probably just stick with what I have unless we get news that, I don't know, Salah has broken his leg. Touch wood that it doesn't happen. I'm just using it as an example, an exaggerated example. Gay for Porro. Yeah, that move looks fine. I'd say, okay, that's fine for a -4, but it's not the most optimal. Just don't take it on face value this week because I think both players lose clean sheets. Isaac, Gordon, Palmer, Darwin, bench 1. Isaac, Gordon, Palmer. I'd say you bench Palmer and you hope that Newcastle go riot. Thanks, SH, for the thumbs up. Would you start Maguire over Lascelles? 100%, Tony. Yes, I'd start Maguire. It's just the better fixture. I don't have much expectation for Lascelles this week. Literally what I'm doing, guys, this is my thinking. Taylor doesn't keep a clean sheet. Gay doesn't keep a clean sheet. Lascelles doesn't keep a clean sheet. Arsenal don't keep a clean sheet. So I'm just playing the teams that have the best defenses. That's basically what I'm doing. So on theory, I could play Taylor because he has a better attacking threat. But I don't know. I don't think there's much in it for Burnley this week. It could be a strategy though. No worries, Matt. Swap Kelleher as I have Areola. Okay, that's fair. That's a fair... Look, I hope that Alisson now starts. But I think that he should. If he's back in training, I don't see why he won't play. As of now, no early team sheet news. We might get some, but I don't think we will. Lascelles start or not, I think that he's fine. He has a dead leg, but I wouldn't be surprised if he misses out. Unfortunately, I can't say. We need color symmetry for getting a plus 100 points. That is true. What have we come to? Okay, so we've got that. How would you maybe put Palmer in the midfield? Okay, let's just think here. So we're going to need... Yeah, we're going to need Salah in there. And then we're going to swap Gordon. Will Gordon be on the right? Or Suck in the mid? So I think I've just messed this up. Okay, I've just messed this up now. Okay, does that look better? I think so, but I don't know. Is that color coordinated? Okay, I think that's the best we're going to get. Gabriel or Maguire to start. I'd probably go for Maguire. If you have Maguire this week, I think that looks good. I have Tsimikas, Saliba, Gabriel, Maguire. Help me pick 3. So you go Tsimikas, Saliba, and Maguire, and you bench Gabriel. Between Saliba and Gabriel, it's 50-50. If both of them start, the attacking data is pretty similar. But I'd say that's the 3 I would go for. I hope Allison starts now too, bro. Matt, now I realize the severity of that answer. So I hope that Allison also does. But I think that he should. I think he should be fine. Ole is saying I have a very similar team to you at the moment, but I have Maguire, not Gay. 2 free transfers. Any tips on what to do? So do you have Mbuma in your team, Ole? If you do, take him out, and then I'd play Maguire over Lascelles, and I'd go for Gabriel Saliba. Are you holding Son? Yes, this is pretty much the locked-in team, guys, unless, as I said, we get some insane injury news, but this is the team I'm going to roll with, I think. Is Hwang worth bringing in from -4? Think about taking out Lascelles. No, so don't take out Lascelles. People are bringing in Lascelles. FPL Fred saying, how's it, Avi? Solanke or Palmer? That's a tough one. You'd want both of them. Let's go over stats for you. Let me go stats. Because this might be... This is how I would probably... I'd probably bring this discussion down to. So you're deciding between Solanke and Palmer. Okay. Okay, so let's compare these two. Over expected numbers, XG on penalty, Solanke is far outweighing him. XG is leading, but because of penalties. XA, I would... Okay, so if Palmer gets a penny, he's basically better. But let's check who they're playing. So let's go over the team numbers. So from a defensive point of view, who's the worst defense? United or Everton? So Everton have improved. I would play Solanke out of those two. So just based on stats overall, Solanke looks more of a goal threat, and United haven't been defending that well recently. So yeah, that's why. But it's like it's one of those. If you have a Maguire, then you play Maguire, and then you just play Palmer, and you hope they keep a clean sheet. What's your projected points this game week? There's lots of different sites that you can use, but I don't think it's high this week. Let's just say that. Should I bench Sufal for Branthwaite? I've got Areola in goal, but I'm conscious of having 2. Should I bench Sufal for Branthwaite? No, I would just play Sufal. Yeah, he has attacking threat out of Dapo. Joe saying good luck this week, Davey. Thanks to you too, Joe. Hopefully have a good weekend and a good game week. Start Eduard or Gordon. So Crystal Palace playing Liverpool. I'd probably go Gordon. Who's better to bring in, James or Cowell? If both of them start most games, it's definitely James. But he's just very injury prone. So that might be a slight worry. Okay, let me just post the team on Discord, guys. Because we have 8 minutes to go. So as always... if you guys have any questions, get them in now, and I'll do a quick fire round till the end of the deadline. So Neil is saying start Lascelles, Taylor, or Baldock. So Baldock has a knock apparently. So I'd probably bench him. I'd play like myself. I'd play Lascelles and then have Taylor as your first sub. Do you think my GOAT Darwizzy will score today? I hope not. I hope he doesn't score. I hope Liverpool win, but I hope that Darwin doesn't score. Just because I have Ollie Watkins. But Darwizzy is a gem. He's an absolute gem. So he probably will get at least an attacking return today. FPL Fred, thanks. Have a good game week. Thanks, Fred, for the super chat. You could have asked your question in the super chat, but You know, it's always better when you when you get just the thanks, but I do appreciate it, and thank you for your donation. I've just managed to come back in time. Vincent, any interest outages? No. Thank you for coming on the stream. Hope your team is looking okay. You do have only 6 minutes to go, Vincent, so get that team locked in. Hi, Davey. I've got the same team as you. Start Maguire or less shells. I'd start Maguire, Jag. Is this your final team, David? Yes, Mark, it is going to be my final team. Unless we get any hectic team sheet news, which I don't think we will. So let me just go over Twitter one last time. So no early team sheet, you guys. Just that rumored lineup that we had. Yeah, so nothing as of now. Okay, so let me go up to where I was going to go for the quickfire rounds. Worth getting a Sterling with these 4 yellows. It's a punt to go for. If you're fine with that, I think it's worth it. Any news on the Son injury? He's going to be assessed, so no news at the current moment. Play Gabriel or Trippier. You play Trippier. Play Gabriel or Cowell. You play Cowell. Start Watkins or Gordon. I would go for Watkins slightly, but I think both are good options. Will Doku start? I've seen no Man City team sheets as of now, so he could potentially, but I'd probably expect Grealish to come back after his suspension. I still have Tsimikas. What replacements? No, you keep Tsimikas. Just play Ropefly. If I turn as my backup, should I sell Areola? I'd say it's worth it if you have a free transfer. Start Son or Garnacho? Thanks. I'd start Son, Anthony. Do you know if a Dinga is starting? Danny, I don't know if a Dinga is starting, but I can quickly go and check a projected lineup for you. And then I'll check the Man City lineup for you as well. Okay, so Adingra wasn't in the projected lineup, unfortunately. And Grealish was in the projected lineup for Man City. So Doku and Adingra might be benched. I'm just going to go check here. Okay, Adingra has a 50% chance of starting. And let me just check. Where was the Man City one? Okay, Doku won't start. So sell Doku if you have him. It looks like he had 0%, so I don't know if that's just because he's injured or something like that. I've got Areola and Strakosha. Is it worth to get Dubravka? Yes, Hashem, especially if it's a free transfer. Hey, Davey, how are you? I'm good and you, Melvin. Hopefully you're doing well. Bench Pinnock / Archer. No, I would play Pinnock and I'd bench Archer. I just don't trust Sheffield United's attack. Is it worth taking a -4 for Dubravka? It's not worth it if Areola starts, but if Areola doesn't, I'd say that it's worth a -4. But for free, I would do it. We love you. Thank you, Marco, for the chant. Do appreciate it. Son or Watkins? Son, probably. Because he's on penalties. Do you think, do you put Archer or Lascelles first sub? I'd put Archer first sub, especially with the Son kind of uncertainty. That's what I'd say. I'd always put the attacker before the defender on my bench. Kudos / Matoma as your Mbuma replacements. Both of those are fine, Evan. They're both punts. Bench Son or introduce Tsimikas. I'd play Son and I'd play Tsimikas if you can. Start Watkins or Gordon. Watkins slightly. Please, any good midfielders for 5.3. How much is Palmer? Okay, 5.4. How much is McTominay? McTominay could be the punt to look at then. Keep Adingra or sell for Huang. Shannon, I think it might be a sell. Look, unfortunately, if he starts against Burnley, you should have kept him. But on the projected lineups, it looks like he might be benched, which I don't know. If you want to listen to the projected lineups, you can. It's very tough to predict who's going to start. But I'd say Huang is nailed to start, so you might want to do that transfer. If you can only afford Huang, then it's fine. But if you can afford a Palmer or Gordon rather, I'd probably look there. Lascelles or Mikolenko? Jeffrey, do you have Palmer? If you have Palmer, then I would go for Mikolenko. Who to replace Darwin Núñez? I would keep Darwin Núñez, please. He looks like he's going to start today against Crystal Palace. Start Cash or Gay? I'd start Cash purely from an attacking point of view. Whom to start? Adingra, Powell, Archer, or Taylor? I would start Adingra out of those. Even though he doesn't start, he could come off the bench and do quite well. Diaby to Palmer. Yes, I think Chris Best, that looks like a fine move. Porro in, cash out, -4. Playing Saliba, Lascelles, Anderson. I don't know if Porro in this week is worth the -4. I'd probably keep it till next week. I just feel like Newcastle will score this week, and therefore your Porro clean sheet's gone anyways. But if you think that he's going to keep a clean sheet, that's 100%. Best live stream, thank you, I do appreciate that. Bench 1, Porro, Gabriel, Palmer, or Gordon. You bench Gabriel. Gary, that's what I'd say. Taylor, Baldock, or Mengsy? I'd say Taylor, slightly. But out of those three, I don't think any of them are going to do well. But yeah, thanks, Omar. I hope we win this game and go number 1. To keep Bruno Fernandes, I'd keep Bruno Fernandes. Vincent, what's happening here? You late and you early. You too early, brother. The live stream is still going on. Good luck, Matt. Good luck, Davey. Good luck to Matt. Is it worth bringing Cole from -4 for Gay this week? No, I would just keep Gay. Good luck, everyone, says Sadesh. Gone with the Kudos punt as a differential. Wish me luck. I wish you all the luck, Evan. Hopefully Kudos does well for you. Marco saying thank you, good luck. And with Marco's message, the time is actually up, guys. So as Jeffrey is saying, locked, good luck. Thank you, Kevin. Do appreciate it. This time really is up. Yes, Vincent. And Andy says time's up, pants down. You can't see the waist down for me, so I'm safe. But good luck, bro. Thank you, Will. Thanks for dropping by. This is the first inaugural stream on the new setup, so I just hope that it was okay. Hope the audio was fine, the video was fine, and it wasn't too laggy because I do have new internet. But thank you, and as Andy is saying, great way to spend a Saturday morning. Thank you, do appreciate that one. Thank you for all of you guys dropping by. I hope that Game Week 16 is an absolutely massive game week for us all. Even though the team looks terrible, let's hope the game week is great. And as I always say, I hope the green arrows are in your guys' favor. Have a safe weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I'll be checking you guys for that Game Week 17 goodness next week. So I'm going to sign off. It's been Davey FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.